All right, let's jam through this. This is my family recently. My oldest son got married. My second son got married before my oldest. I got 6 kids, 5 boys, and now 2 lovely daughter-in-laws. My beautiful wife, Allison, whom I shared a 25-year anniversary with last week. And what's cool about that is we still really like each other. You know, and we both got plenty of scar tissue from each other. You know, like, that's okay. We got a lot of scar tissue. But I don't think you need to spend a lot of time on that. You just need to say, you know what? Good timber doesn't grow with ease. Stronger the wind, the stronger the trees. Sometimes I'm her wind. Unfortunately. Now, at the risk of sounding like I'm just over-focused on my family and putting you to sleep, let me show you something real quick. This right here is, I think I might, there we go. This is Caleb, my 18-year-old. He just graduated. And he is an awesome kid. Won the state championship in golf. He's an incredible golfer. And he loves the outdoors. This is him 3 weeks ago. That's a big old fish, folks. That's Flaming Gorge. And he loved, like, I was like, Caleb, you don't have to pull the fish off the wall and hold the picture and act like you caught it. Okay, right here, this is my Ellie, and she is something else, man. She is 16, just got her license yesterday. Holy fear factor, man. I've been texting my insurance guy, I'm like, get her on the insurance. If I could set up a second type of seatbelt, like one that comes from this side and this side, like a 20-point seatbelt, down under the legs, the whole deal, like, I'm worried about this girl because she likes to go fast. She said to Allison, she drove out of the DMV yesterday, she says to Allison, I think I would be a good race car driver. Wow. Yeah, she believes, that's right, but she don't belong. She took state this year in track. Her team took state, and she took first in several events. This is the 4x100. She is a quick athlete. She'll probably be able to run to college if she gets her grades focused on, because I keep telling her, I'm not telling you to do your homework, you do it. But man, do I love my Ellie. Good golly, I love that girl. Here's Noah. This kid's a riot. This is Noah on the last day of school, jamming out with his band. He's the little 7th grader playing with the 9th graders, but he's so much better than they are. They're like, we gotta have this kid, even though he's too small. This is the classic thing. He says to me, Dad, if I get straight A's this year, will you buy me a computer? And I'm like, yeah, he won't get straight A's. He prints this stuff off and walks over to me on the last day of school and goes, let's go. Boom. I didn't tell him to do his homework one time. Like, he was on it. So bless that little guy's heart. And then he says, I don't want you to buy me a computer. I want to buy the parts and build it. That's Noah. He's the kind of guy that's like, I want to build it. So I'm like, I can't help you with that. He goes, I can figure it out. And bless that kid's heart. I mean, he built it, and there he is with his little computer. He's a stud. Okay, so here is Jacob and Grace. Jacob is door-to-door selling in Oklahoma City right now. Bless that kid's soul. And I love that he's doing it because good timber does not grow with ease. So he's out there selling and doing good, but their new thing is this little guy. That's Clover. And Clover will destroy anything in front of you. Especially if it's a leather product of some finished nature. And that's them out in Oklahoma City with his wife Grace, and there's Gracie and Clover. Great kid. It's a great couple, really. This is my Jamers. This is the one I've been talking about. I got to show you this. This is his basketball tournament in Vegas. Let me show you this quick video. I shared this in Mexico. This is James. We're down by 1, and he gets fouled with 2 seconds left in the game. And this is him at the free throw line. So we're down 1 point. Okay. Okay, now what's gonna go? Now it's tied up, right? Look, I'm gonna make you watch this twice because there's a little lesson in this. I'm like, as a dad, my heart's pounding. I'm like, all right, James, relax. Now watch this. I said, after the game was over, I said, James, I said, that was pretty awesome. And he goes, Dad, did you see this kid? So watch this number 1 kid right here. I said, what happened? He said, the whole time he's like, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it, making noise, screaming at me. I told James, I said, there's going to be people screaming at you to miss it all the time. He said, Dad, you told me to miss. He's a great kid. He's playing today. And this is my second son, Joseph, and his wife, Emily, and this is what I wanted to show you. I am a grandpa, guys. Yeah, I can already tell I'm going to dig this. So this is Hank, as I call him, and this is Joe and Emily. Joe's a guitar player, great musician. And that's little Henry. That's me and Joe right there. That was a few hours after he's born. Emily is like the most all-natural person in the world, and she's like, I'm doing this here with the midwife, no drugs, no hospital. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was scared to death. And that little guy came out perfect, and I thought, she was right. You know, there's something really special about the experience she had with him. And I just sat and stared at him. And you know, the reason I'm telling you guys this is because I want you to think about the next version of yourself. I want you to stop and think about this for just a minute. That was my version 4 or 5 years ago. It goes so fast. And now it's this, and you're just like, whoa, and now it's this, and then you go, okay, so what's the real message here? You gotta start thinking about the next version of you. I want you to think about you plus 1 year, you plus 5, you plus 10. And don't have an unintelligent conversation about it. Because Vertus could have said to himself at 69, my U plus is, well, you gotta keep going. I read a great book by this guy. It's a Christian book. If that bugs you, don't read it. But if it doesn't, great book. And he started talking about U plus 5. I went out and watched him. He said U plus 5. So this is me 5, 6 years ago. And then me plus 5. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that's it? So what about U plus 5? Yesterday I had Al Switzler in. He wrote Crucial Conversations, Crucial Confrontations, Influencer, from Bible Smarts. He's a really good friend of mine. And Al said, you know what most people are doing, Tyler? They're doing the pinball pledge of life. And I'm going to make you do it with me. Hold your hands out and go like this right now. What are these things here?
Controllers.
These are flippers. He says, I will go where I'm flipped. Say it.
I will go where I'm flipped.
I'll bounce around for a while.
I'll bounce around for a while.
And eventually I'll go down a dark hole. He says, Tyler, so many people are doing the pinball pledge. They're letting the flippers decide where they go. They're bouncing around all over the place for a while, wherever that flipper sends them. But they're going to end up going down a dark hole when they're done. And then he said this to me. He goes, Tyler, people need to get serious. They need to get serious about the next version. Don't do the pinball pledge. Don't be banging around. Let's get real about what that next version looks like. What is that? When I say versions, what comes to mind? Versions. First thing. That was all at once. Well done. I couldn't hear any of it. When I say versions, what comes to mind? Somebody say
Software.
a revision.
Software.
Somebody said software. Okay, see this? What is this? These are iPhones, aren't they? All right, next question. If I go to Apple and I put microphones in every conference center, every conference room, every office, and I record every conversation in every back corner of Apple, how many conversations are they having right now about the iPhone 1? How many? Next question. How many conversations at Apple, how much resource and attention are they placing on the iPhone 5? What about 5S? How many conversations are you having about your iPhone 1 in your head? A lot. If I record you and I check in on what you're talking about or thinking about, I'll bet you 1,000 times a day you're spending time on iPhone 6, iPhone 5, iPhone 3. I don't care. What percentage of the time at Apple is being spent talking about what likely will be iPhone 11? A lot. You think the day they announce it and roll it out to the marketplace, they haven't been working on it for 2 years? My point to you is this. Who cares about the Apple iPhone 1 in your world? I don't. We spend all this time getting tangled about the iPhone 4. Who cares? Anybody in this room using an iPhone 1 right now? Very good. You shouldn't be. And you shouldn't be talking about yourself like an iPhone 1. And you should be working on what? The next version of you. Quit it. All right. My dad, best I've known. I told you his background. I'm jamming through this. That dude was always working on this. He was 69. And you look at his life experience and you say, the dude never stopped working on his next version. Don't stop. Don't stop. There is no arrival. The joy, the relationships, the feedback, the energy transfer, the happiness, the worldwide impact and influence of him saying, well, I'm not going to stop working on my version, is the power of one person committed to that. Just one. Dad went out and raised the capital for this company and took the risks at age 69. Chuck didn't, Jerem didn't, I didn't. The dude will always have my reverence for what he did because he took the risks at age 69. Why do we take risks? Because we believe in ourselves and what we're doing. We lean into risks and curiosity, don't we? When you believe. Now, I'm not going to make you do these exercises today, but I want you to think about these questions as I wrap up. What does U plus 5 look like? In the next version of you, who do you want to become? In the next version of you, why do you do what you do? In the next version of you, what's the impact you want to make? I can tell you this right now. I wasn't thinking 3 years ago that the next version of me was a grandpa, but I'm not taking it lightly. I'm going to be spending time, I'm going to invest in that little guy, and my game is to build him. To build him, not build checks. You build people. Okay? That's the next step. If you know who you're becoming, it kind of helps you to know where you are now, doesn't it? It helps you with today, and it gives you true direction. Everybody stand up. Okay, I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to do this exercise. Do I have your permission? Breathe a little bit. Take a breath. I'm going to start by getting my phone ready. Okay, on the count of 3, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. I want you to point north. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hold it. Point north and hold it. Hurry, hold it. Come on, let's go. All right, stop. Take a look around the room. How many of us want to follow? Don't change now. No. All right, north is there. All right. Oh yeah, just a few of you want the credit, right? Just like I did. Everyone else, sometimes pointing over here, like, yeah, I got it right. Now, what's this? Take a look at this. What is the difference between true north and magnetic north? Anyone know? Stay standing so you can breathe for while I finish here. Tell me, say it loud.
That's the difference between the actual north and where the magnetic pulse is in North Canada.
Okay, now if I follow that all the way up, do I end up getting at a different destination? The answer is yes. The difference between the two is what they call degradation. So here's my question for you guys. What's your true north? What's yours? Not magnetic north. Magnetic north might be voices around you, trying to pull you off the true north, degrading you. I want you on the true north. You may be seated. You did good. Some of you. Harry, I'm almost done, I promise. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself, how can we help each other become the truest next version of ourselves? Last few concepts from this book. You become, there's our word, like the people you hang around. And to a great degree, you end up going wherever they're headed. So you might want to check in with somebody, right? Because you're trusting them. Why am I here talking about where I'm headed? If you're going to get on this with me, this is where I want to go. Am I the only voice leading this thing? No, but I can tell you, Chuck, Jeremy, and I want the same thing. You think Vertus doesn't sit in our board meetings? He is a tough hardballer, but he knows where we're going. I want you to know who we are and where we're going. You want to get on the train with us? Let's roll. You don't get on the tracks in front of us. You want to watch us go by? Wave, and we'll tip hats. But we're going, and I'm not asking anybody's opinion. You should be knowing where you're going and the people around you. Next step. It's a pretty good idea to ask them where they're going before you get in. You might end up in the wrong place. Some guy got on the wrong flight. I don't know how he got on a flight to Utah the other day. But he's like, I'm supposed to be on a flight to Washington, and they let him through. Check where you're going. Make sure they announce, welcome to this flight to Salt Lake. This is a beautiful concept. People do not grow where they are informed. They grow where they're accepted. That is a truth. That's belonging. Okay? We should speak the words to each other that point us to the next version of ourselves. What does that mean? It means the words we say about each other don't describe who we are. They actually shape who we are. We need to shape each other. We need to see each other doing good things. We need to tell each other the future. This guy that wrote this book says, when I was a younger man, I didn't think I was a very on-time person, but I showed up on time to a meeting, and the guy looked at me and said, you honor me today by being on time. And he said, I've never been late for a meeting. The guy made me feel so good about that it shaped the way I was. He goes, I'm 15 minutes early, everything I've done, and I'm now 50 years later in my life. Because one guy said to me, you honor me by being on time today. Words of encouragement have their own power, right? Literally, we can launch each other. Ordinary people like you and me, hang on, going back. Hold on. Right here, this is the concept. You can launch each other. Help each other. Be positive. See the good stuff. Quit tearing each other down, right? Anybody's tearing you down, declare independence. Declaration of independence from that. Sign it. John Hancock it. All right? What about this? Kind words matter. Be kind. Speak kind words. They have enduring ability. The guy that wrote this book tells the story of a little boy going in with to get candy at a candy store. And one time he went in and he had less than he needed. In fact, it was 1 penny less. And the kind man at the candy store counter, we saw him every week come in with his change that he had. He said, you're 1 penny short. And the kid looked up at him and he said, but shiny pennies are worth double. And he looked down there and he said, oh, there's a shiny one. Pulled it out. And here's a guy in his 60s who says, I've never forgotten that kindness. Kind words spoken by kind people can endure in our lives. Be kind to each other. See something about somebody else. I had an audio recording of my boss thanking me for a job I did that I saved for months. For months. And I would go back and just listen to it. Kind words spoken by kind people can endure in our lives. Shiny pennies are worth double. Love that story. Listen to the true voices, the principled voices, not the loudest. Sometimes you get pulled off true north because you're listening to the wrong voice. Anybody got a loud voice telling you you're crazy to do Asea? Right there? Okay, Ginger, don't point at your mom, honey. Don't ask yourself, how's your life working? Ask yourself, how is your life working for those around you? We're so self-centered that we stop thinking about others around us. The right question is, how's my life working for Allison? How's my life working for my kids? He talks about getting so busy in this book that he drove in from a trip and his wife had put a help wanted sign in the door. Right in the window of his house. And then I walked in, I'm like, I got it. And she was kind, but she was like, your life ain't working for me right now. I need help. Guys, How is your life working for those around you? Can that include your team in Asea? Uh-huh. Are you working for them? That's the game. Okay, this is my last quote. I promise, Terry. The future is not merely the result of choices among alternative paths that are offered to us by the present, but it is a place that is created. It's created first in the mind and will. It's created next in activity. The future is not some place we are going to, but one that we are creating. The paths to it are not found, but made. And the activity of making them changes both the maker and the destination. My friends, is that not the truth? That is the truth. We are creating the future. First in our mind, then our will, and then in activity. If you don't go home and call somebody, if you don't go home and make a list, if you don't go home and quit having an unintelligent conversation with yourself and just say, I'm in this deal. You can't leave a room you were never in. You can't leave that room. You got to get in. Make a decision if this is part of the next version of you. If you're between hope and doubt, get more experience with it. Hash marks and push yourself in. Decide, I'm telling you, I cannot overstate the income potential of this. I will not overemphasize it, but I can't overstate it. This can meet you where you are. You got a problem you got to solve? Trish Schwinkler had a commercial loan on a building that was sinking her and her husband when she started in this company. She came to me early on, she's like, this is my challenge right now. And you know what she did? She didn't underwhelm an overwhelming problem. She overwhelmed an overwhelming problem. She got in the room. She didn't go 5 years and have 1 year of experience 5 times because she never decided. She went 5 years in and she had paid the building off. She's now paid off her home, the commercial building, a lake house. She has the life you guys want to have. But guess what? This future is created. First in the mind, then the will, and then next in activity. Don't miss activity. You can't sit around in here spinning up what you wish you had and not go out there and sweat. Good timber does not grow in ease. Last statement at the bottom, it's not found, it's made. And the activity of making it changes both the maker and the destination. It will change you, and you'll end up someplace where she says to me, I never could have imagined. It's better, and Vert is the same. He did this. He made choices in the mind and the will, and then put activity on it that created a new path forward to the future. He didn't find the path. He trailblazed it. You can do the same. Don't ever, ever accept mediocrity when excellence is possible. It's your choice, and it doesn't have to be here, folks. If you think I'm trying to raise my flag higher than anywhere else, that's not true. I'm saying you choose. You choose where you want to drop your plant and where you want to grow roots. I consider it a massive privilege that on a Saturday morning, you would literally give as much time as you've given to me. It is humbling and it is a privilege. And so for that, I'm very thankful. Thanks, guys. Very, very much.